Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Dave. You join me here in Spikey Corner. There's a big old holly bush up there. I say bush, more of a tree, looming over our spiky gooseberry plants. And as you can see, if I get in close, it's starting to come to life. Look, getting some greenery started. Down here on the floor is our rhubarb, and he survived the winter. He'll be back soon enough. And then got our vine up on the back of the garage here, and I've pruned it back to my main branches, and no significant signs of life yet. There's no reason why it shouldn't be fine. Also over here I've got our blackcurrant bush. He's also coming to life, starting to bud there, but can't decide what to do about him. He's getting a bit tall, produces a lot of blackcurrants, but yeah, I don't know whether to lop it off, keep it lower down. At the moment I've got a stake in there and I have to kind of support it when it's laden with fruit, but it is pretty happy. I'll have to mull that one over. Next up is our raspberries, and look, they're starting to come to life as well. Brilliant. I've cut away some of the dead canes and see how that one gets on. Now here I've got a spare area, and the end of last season bought a blueberry bush. My daughter bought it for me, and it too is coming to life. So it's about time we're going to get in the ground, and I figure this end of the raised bed here, right in the middle, we'll get a big old blueberry bush in time. Had a few small blueberries on it when it came last year, but hopefully we'll get a few more this year. Happy days. So inside, I wanted to show you. Do you remember end of last season, we were thinking about tomatoes for this season, and I was saying about how normally a lot of my tomato plants just pop up in the ground from the fruit that falls over the season, at the end of the season. And so I took one of each variety I was growing and just put them in a pot and to let them decompose and do what they do over there in the ground, but in a bit more of a controlled manner. And I've been through already and done a couple of these, and they work very well. It's like a dried out tomato skin in there with the seeds, so I've just sort of spread them around and repotted them. The yellow cherry there, the orange cherry, a cucamelon. This one, red nose, had a funny looking tomato. As you see, it was on the cover of episode 1. With a nose, and I wondered whether if we grow the seeds from that freaky tomato, will we be more inclined to get more freaky tomatoes? So we'll see. But I was going to have a go at one of these. Let's have a go at the medium red tomato to show you what's going on under the soil. So the other ones, I hope this one goes well. The others went very well, but look, check it out, there's a spider there. Oh, dude. The others went very well, and it would be a bit of a shame if this one didn't, seeing as it's the one I'm showing you. So look here, get rid of a bit of the top soil. There's the dried out tomato skin, and hopefully inside here more soil. Just turn it out. Oh yes, look. Kind of hard to see with all the soil, but there appears to be a load of seeds in there. So I'm going to spread this out with a bit more compost in this one. Where are we? Because it's already labelled red medium. and then take all of these and sprinkle them. Well, there's loads. Might do half and half. Yeah. There we go. Sprinkled them in there. Quite a few. Little bit more mud on top. More of our sifted compost. There we go. So the next thing to work out is I've already got quite a few trays of seeds taking up the house, room in the house, and I don't want to push my luck, so I've repotted these, not added any moisture as such, so I might save it a bit. It's a lovely day today. What is it, 15 degrees, but I doubt we've seen the end of the cold weather, and if I've watered these pots now and left them out here in the greenhouse, and then we have a big old drop in temperature after they've sprouted, could be curtains for a lot of them, so not decided yet. I might try and find a bit more room in there. Oh, I could put some on the garage windowsill, that might work. Keep the worst of the cold off, and we'll see how we get on. So that's cool. One more to do. Red beef small. So I'll have a go at that. And I've also seeded some of my funky tomatoes. The look at this red and green gold striped one, red zebra. Which one's this? Green and yellow striped one, and Mazzano, San Mazzano. This one's very good for cooking apparently. It's like a main crop, quite a lot of those. Only 10 or so seeds of the weird varieties. Well, that's all good. So yeah, let's check out what's going on at the allotment. About that, happy days. Welcome to the polytunnel. So there we go. Need to work out a way of anchoring it. In the short term, some big bits of wood. In the long term, don't know. And then what to put in here? Again, tricky. Definitely tomatoes, bigger, tall tomatoes at the back. Peppers lower down at the front, and gonna get some strawberries in here. I don't know. Anything you can think of? Anything that you'd like to see me grow and test in the polytunnel? Let me know. Cool. Anyway, let's do questions. I had a couple from Greg this week, and he asked about getting his compost to compost quicker. So I've got this compost bin that I made a few years ago here, and the idea, this is a 2-bin system, so the idea is you turn it from one to the other, and by turning it you oxygenate it and regulate the temperature, and it breaks down a lot quicker. In fact, if you're on the case with your turning, you can get it to break down in a matter of weeks instead of months, but I tend to go for the leave it for ages and eventually it breaks down method. But you can buy these big drums that you got a lid on it, and you put it all in and then turn the handle every couple of days, and it mixes up everything inside, and that can rapidly speed up composting. But I tend to go for the lazier method, to be fair. He mentioned it was leaves that he was trying to compost, and leaf mould is very good for plants, and you can just use that, put it straight onto your flower beds, and use it as a mulch. Keeps the weeds down, and as it breaks down it provides a lot more nutrients to the soil and whatnot. That'd be the best way. Just spread it all out if you're in a real hurry. If it contains eggshells and grass cuttings and small trees, probably not worth doing that. And in that being the case, you want to get it in a composter, and yeah, just keep turning it, keep it dry, keep the rain off. Rain can really cool it down, and that's not ideal. But this is from last year that I've left over the winter, and it's all broken down nicely. Still a bit of detritus and larger bits in it, but I'm gonna sieve that properly and add it to the other pile I've got in there. And then this side is full of all manner of stuff, veg peelings and coffee grounds and grass cuttings, and as I say, some larger trees. But once I've got this out of that side, I'll then turn over all of this into here and maybe chop up some of the larger twigs or take them out entirely, and then I'll let that side rot down over time, nicely covered, and keep adding from the kitchen and the garden to this side. That way, the start of every season, I have a nice amount of compost that I can use for potting on and all that sort of stuff. So maybe I'll do some of that and you can see how that goes. So there we go, moved it all over to this side. As you get further and further down, it's more and more broken down, apart from the odd bit of tree that hasn't broken down in 6 months, so I got rid of those. And then this side now, getting near the bottom, it's a lot more broken down. Loads of worms in there, which means it's very happy compost. So I've also in here now got a bag, 2 bags of the compost from the left hand side that I'll sift through. Any bits and bobs can go back in here. And now on this side, I need to work out how to get that good compost out, but leaving the worms. And I heard last year that what you do is spread out the compost and then cover one side of it with plastic, and all the worms work their way over to the covered side where it's dark and warm and moist and away from the dry side, and then you can take away that without the worms in it and add it to whatever, and then half it again and do it again, and then you end up with all the worms in one place that you can put back in your composter, because they really speed things up. So there we go. Thanks, Greg. This is a job I've been putting off. I probably would have put off for a fair while yet if it wasn't for your question, but I'm glad I've done it, so cheers. And the other part of your question was about my little seed packets that I make to keep my saved seeds. Well, they are pretty simple. How am I going to do this? Okay, so here's one of the packets. This is the white aubergine from last year. Remember the egg one? Saved some seeds at the end of the season. I'll just open it up quickly. It's basically a square of paper. There they are, look. In the middle. And you just fold it into a triangle. And then fold the corners in by a third. And fold the bottom up by a third. And that creates a little pocket that you can just push the pointy bit into, and there we go, labelled up, sorted. So that's about it for today. The more continuity minded of you might notice that it started raining, and that's because I accidentally deleted this segment once already, so I had to redo it. It's about 3 days later. Never mind. Thanks for all the support and all the subscribers and the questions. Keep the questions coming, love those, and I'll see you next time. Bye.